Okay. Okay. Okay, and we're live. Hello, everybody who's joining us right at the beginning. Thank you for bearing with us as we just had some last minute technical things on this side, but we're here and raring to go. Say hello, players.
Hello, players.
Hello, players.
And welcome back to Hell's Rebels. And we are well through the second chapter of this adventure path, a second book of the adventure path of Hell's Rebels. Building up the story of the Silver Ravens rebelling against the Lord Mayor Barzillai Thrune and his tyrannical regime, all while raising money for the Albert Kennedy Trust. Because that's why we do these streams, is for charity. But yeah, let's get back into it. The last we left off, our Silver Ravens did a heist and allowed love to blossom. Whether for good or ill, or probably good. It was a good thing that you guys did. Rescuing the imprisoned scion of House Olorian and returning him to the Chelish Captain Sargata, who was apparently his lover, suitor, and the like. And in thanks for returning him, you have gained 3 favors from the captain, which he has said you can use for anything short of outright public treason to the Queen. Was the way that he worded it. But you have those 3 favors represented by 3 broken pieces of a cup that are currently with Sebastian. The rest of you, after that, started to look into different avenues of things that you may or may not want to do, investigate next. When I believe it was Whist and was it Albrecht or Asma? Was it Albrecht and Whist?
Albrecht. Yeah.
In the Tooth and Nail Inn, becoming a place you're frequenting quite often for absolutely no reason. Right, Whist. When a rather well-dressed tiefling known as Hetmon Haste walked in and began to ask you for assistance with something. So, let's go back straight into that scene as the 2 of you in the corner of the room with fresh drinks. Hetmon, who seems to know the barkeep rather well, they're very friendly, has started to bring on a more somber tone as he reveals to you that a member of his flock, as he says, has been murdered.
Okay. Whist will lean across the table and say, "So, what information do you have? Did you find them? Like how do you? Is it scrying? How do you know?"
Her body is in my shop. We located her body in the early hours of the morning and took her out of the sight of certain eyes before they'd have a chance to find her.
Have any other members been targeted? Do you know? I mean, by this same person. I mean, obviously they've been targeted, but
there's targets and then there's targets. This is the first of the flock that we've lost in this way.
What was the body like?
Is it
It's
better to see rather than be described?
it's hard to describe, for sure. She's identifiable, but I can't imagine the evil that must be in somebody's heart to leave her in the state that they.
Who was she?
Her name was Merletta. She was fair, not new to the flock, but still a fledgling compared to some. But she loved her faith, and she loved the community. Inspired to do the right thing in these times we find ourselves.
Do you think she was inspired to do the right thing openly?
We train our people to keep themselves safe and subtle. It
Right.
cannot always be done, but the younger ones, the newer ones, we tend to keep a closer eye on.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Okay. Well, I'd say that we probably, Blue Blood, do you think so? You need to go to your shop and see, but obviously we don't want to bring loads of people. What if we've got a friend, haven't we, Bluebird, who's really good on like medical stuff. He might be best positioned if you don't want to attract too much attention to go in and seeing her.
Very true.
That does sound. I've heard a little bit of the actions that you and yours have been able to do. I'm not saying to go now, obviously, but time is of the essence because I don't know how long we can repose her, of course, but we don't want any trails to go cold.
So are you planning to bring her back?
No, but as I understand these things, giving her leave a body for a day, it starts to decay to a certain degree. Leave it for 2 days, 3 days. There may be clues you can find that will be lost with time.
Sure.
So I would preserve what I can. Try and get your friend to my shop soon.
Yeah, of course. And no, it's not important right now. I'll talk to you about that another time. We'll sort that, won't we, Blue Blood? Is there anything
You
I'm
can bring
forgetting?
the rest of your friends. My shop is not so quiet that I can't have multiple customers at the same time.
All right. You're doing better business than me then. Right.
We'll do everything we can to make sure she finds justice.
Thank you. And with that, he puts a few more coins on the table to pay for your next round. A tailor's work is never done. and he'll head on out.
Whist will is kind of sitting, and in the aftermath of that, like Blue Blood, he's been quite business after like the extreme silly boy energy of being near his paramour, and then just like is now, after being quite stony faced and businesslike, his hands tremble a little bit and he looks a little bit shell shocked, and then grabs the coins and well, it'd be a shame to waste them, wouldn't it? How about a strong drink? Yeah, like whiskey. Fancy a whiskey? Of course you do. And he'll slap you on the back and buy you a drink, a very strong drink.
The first body you see will always change you, Whist. Just be prepared for it.
I'm gonna roll a bluff
Okay.
because
Outbreak, if you want to roll a sense motive.
yeah,
Who knows what's going on in that wizard's head?
Whist is entirely you, Albrecht. You've hit the nail on the head. He is entirely thrown by the fact there's been a grisly murder, and that's all that it is. He's like in this moment, he's like, it's like you're cutting through and you're seeing the young boy, afeared of grisly sights, and you think he could be a strong mentor in this moment.
Definitely, all of that is true.
Can't be any. What else could it be? I mean, come on. All right. So Whist, after dealing with the prospect of having to face a grisly body and nothing else, and Albrecht watching Whist head off to buy a very strong drink. What were the rest of you guys doing? I can't remember. I believe that Asmoth had gone back to the clinic. Gideon, were you there with them, or had you gone somewhere else?
I actually don't remember.
That's fine. You've spoken that scene, so we'll say that you're there too. So you're seeing this from Whist as well. I can't remember where Evie was.
I was taking a bath.
Yes,
We
you
were
were
all
having the
currently-
2-hour bath. So you're upstairs. So you know what? I'll say that you come downstairs just in time to see Whist buy a round of whiskies. And Evie's frozen.
And it's a perfect like capture.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
No notes.
So I'll give Aurora a chance for
Oh,
there we
she's
go.
back.
You're back. So yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
I'll say that Evie comes down just in time to see Whist buy a round of whiskey shots or whiskey glasses, whiskey drinks for people.
Whiskey, are you okay? That's an awful lot of alcohol for just you.
Oh, it's not just for me. It's
Evie takes a shot.
oh
Walks
right.
off.
Oh, okay. Well, like Whisk looks down at the two glasses and then will like shakily give one to Blue Blood and another to Gideon, and looks sadly down at the coins in his hand, which don't equal enough for another whiskey, and will go, yeah, I should probably have had tea anyway. Yeah, that's yeah, you're right. It's not good to drink this early in the day.
It's mid-afternoon.
Sure.
I don't-
Anyway, we've got a job. You took a really long time in the bath.
We were
Citro-
in the sewers.
Citrona, 2 more whiskies, please.
Evie, roll a disguise check. Everybody else roll perception checks.
Fine, but I will have used a spell before coming down because I'm not an idiot.
Okay, cool. Then add that modifier.
I can't remember what it is. Let me look it up.
Just roll high. Just roll
Bloody hell.
high.
It's fine. So it's this. So that would be a 44.
Okay, cool. That's fine then.
Well, I
What's
rolled
that number?
69.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Nice. Evie is in a completely different dress. It should be noted.
What does this dress look like?
Well, it doesn't have any fancy adornments after that instant with the paladin.
If you're going to fool us all, you will have to be theatre of the mind.
Fine. It is. What's Bluebird's house colours? I feel like Evie wants to piss off Bluebird after certain things have occurred. It's a what looks like a slim-fitting dress. In I think it's blue and green for Bluebird. I don't know why that's coming to mind. Evie doesn't have knowledge nobility. Who am I kidding? It's blue and green.
I definitely feel like green fits the noble Albrecht vibe. I don't know why. I might be wrong, but that's up to Missy, really.
Definitely blue. I was thinking like blue and grey as
Yeah?
the colours.
That's a good combo.
It's blue with grey highlights, shall we say, along the seams.
Cool.
It's really, really specifically the Blue Blood house colours, though. It should be noted.
This is what happens when you have a standard house branding with hexadecimal colours.
Okay.
People steal your whole look.
Okay. For convenience sake, did Asmoth want to go back to the pub at any point so everybody's there together, or are you happy in your clinic?
Thing would have been getting himself back, getting himself like scrubbed up
Yes, after the sewers.
after the sewers. Probably would head to the pub afterward, head to the bar and join the others.
Cool. Okay, so you probably get there after the whiskey incident. Well, after the whiskey incident. Whist has managed to get whiskey thanks to Gideon. But yeah, eventually the 5 of you are together. Sebastian's about, so there's 6 of you.
I'm gonna be leaning across to Gideon, and like while Blue Blood and Evie are kind of distracted, and be like, have I missed something? Is Evie and Blue Blood, like, are they, like, is she part of their house? Are they like together now?
But
Last
all I'm
time-
saying, Bluebird, is one of us has to change. We can't both be wearing the same thing.
Yes, Wes, the last time that I commented on Evie's appearance, I was swiftly told you're not allowed to ask about strange comings and goings.
Yeah, but I more mean, like, they're just very matchy, aren't they? Like, they're
Look, so I am entirely professional. I'm sure that they are entirely professional. If they choose to engage in color matching, that is,
I reckon
That's
it's
the thing.
Blue Blood's idea too. Yeah.
perhaps this is part of an elaborate operation to convince Lord Tannison that he should make our erstwhile paladin friend the new heir apparent to the house.
Do you think it is? Do you think it's a Lord Tennyson's like a traditionalist? Well, we know he's a traditionalist, and he needs Blue Blood to show that he's committed to the family, and he needs them to get married. Do you think that's it?
The traditionalist nobility do have very strict views on inheritance matters and marriage, and frequently the specific manner of bringing such couples together.
Is Evie from Money? Like,
I wouldn't be
she never gave
surprised.
me that vibe, but like,
This is the elaborate thing about the nobility, is that many of them are actually dirt fucking broke, but they make up with it with a haze of lies
right, okay, but like, do
and
I need to,
elaborate ruses.
do we need to get them a present though?
I'd be happy to chip in on a
Alright.
joint one.
Look, what I'll do is when they're out of the base, I'll set up a round robin, yeah, and we'll do a little collection.
Well, it would be rude to do a whip round before it is established. That would seem presumptuous. Possibly
Okay.
they're trying to be subtle.
Okay, so how are we going to find out? Because like, I want to be prepared.
It is certainly a matter of protocol. You wait for your invite to be sent with a footman to your address of note in the local noble gazettes.
Okay. Is that
and
something that they're necessarily going to do given our status currently, though, the Noble Gazettes?
You know, there is a saying that my grandmother once told me, and my grandmother said, it is one thing to do something in the way that is most expedient. It is another way to do things in the way that is right.
Okay. Well, talking of footmen, here comes Asmuth. Maybe he knows a bit more.
Is he into feet? I thought it was.
Look, I don't ask, mate. I think it's rude to ask. You know, whatever floats your boat.
I mean, of all of us, he is the one with the most honourable trade.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I own a shop, but sure. Okay. Like.
I mean, I am also I am a noble man of the cloth, but I respect the healing hands.
Asmoth kind of happens to lean at this point. It's like, I am not into feet. Much like a duck, I am into bread. Just walk off.
Asmoth just say he was inbred.
Into bread.
I am hoping, Lady Evie, that there is a point to what it is you're doing, because, as I probably don't have to remind you, impersonating a member of a noble house is a crime.
Well, last time I went out with what I presumed was fine to wear, I got almost arrested by a paladin and had a very disappointing evening waiting for them. So instead, I thought, if I just copy, you never get in trouble for what you wear. Maybe I should change.
So, it is possible this is a double bluff or a triple bluff. I don't care enough, Whist, I think, to find out.
Look, I'm just gonna await the footman, but like I didn't want to say anything before. Maybe it's the whiskey, but I've always felt, you know, you could touch, like you could cut the sexual tension between them like ice. You know, like there's always just something in the room whenever they're together.
It's somewhat difficult to cut ice. You would need a hot knife, and even then you'd have to.
I'm going to address this right now with Gideon. I feel like I need to answer the question that you're most. You seem to be wanting to know. I'm also not into feet.
Oh,
You're not into what? Sorry.
Feet. You seem to
Oh.
be like this. Seems that's what the conversation is about. I was only
Yeah,
half
yeah.
involved with it, but it seemed to be. I don't know why this has come up.
And like a lady of your standing now, Mom, I wouldn't assume, I wouldn't presume.
It would be a real
you talking
shame to
about?
be standing if they were in defeat, of course. Blisters and calluses, you know, they do affect the aesthetics, I imagine.
I don't. No
Hmm.
idea.
Well, all I'm saying, Whist, is that we must make sure that you have your wedding hat ready. I'm sure you have a formal version of your great wizard hat.
Yeah, it's this, but I stitched some stars on it.
Bluebird just starts reciting his paladin vow under his breath.
Oh,
The weight
More-
of my sword, without my heart to guide it, it is worthless.
what
Oh, he's getting nervous.
he's
Just-
saying vows in a nervous manner.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is gonna make it better or worse, but I'm gonna add it in there. So Trona brings over another round of drinks while you guys are talking.
Thank you very much, Citrona. Curious, do you have a set of clothes for a wedding?
Oh well, who's getting married?
I'll just raise my eyebrows and look at her, and then my eyes will shift between the two members of House Tanniston.
Wow.
Ah. Well, that's something I wasn't predicting.
I
don't know what
turn back
people
to
are talking
Whist.
about. This is-
I will say, see what I mean.
But the contradictory love,
Only-
I mean, I'm not.
Honestly,
So
a woman just can't
Citrona
wear
is
whatever
also
she wants.
familiar with these matters. It's evident.
Well, she'll lean over towards West and put another whiskey down. That's another one for you, love.
Yeah, I was getting. You haven't had any. That's not.
I'm working.
Oh, you're working. I'm working. Actually, oh, yeah, shit, I'm working. Okay. Yeah. Like Whisk kind of looks at Zatrona and looks at the whiskey. He's like, "It's just this one," and then like we've actually got to like talk.
Hmm.
This did a better job than it was meant to.
Make sure you nurse it, dear. And she heads off back to the bar.
He absolutely doesn't. He knocks it back, and
Oh.
he'll kind of grit his teeth and say that we've got a job.
We've not long come back from the sewers.
Yeah,
I
but
know
like
we were discussing things, but
this is like urgent. We've been approached by a notable figure in Kintargo about a murder.
go on.
How busy is it in the pub right now? Like, are we kind of secluded? Is it as
It's there is the same couple of regulars that you guys are used to. And you are also in the same corner that you were in with Hetamon.
okay? So I'll say a have you heard of the Rose of Kintargo?
Anybody wants you can roll knowledge local or knowledge religion for me.
Oh,
No,
nice.
I've not heard of them at all. This.
Okay, so Gideon, you heard of them because of the contacts you were trying to make when you first came to the city. Albric and Asmoth, you know them by reputation. The Rose of Kintargo is this cult character. You're not 100% sure if they're real or not. But they are the leader of the the leader of the worshippers of Malorni in Kintargo. Malorni being a relatively minor god compared to the major deities, but with a cult following, with a powerful cult following in certain places. Also known as the Everbloom. Her areas of concern are that of devotion, hope, and uprisings. She is a patron of those who fight against oppression and unjust rule. And her symbol is a rose.
I'll look about and see whether if there's any nodding or any blank faces.
I'm familiar with her.
You'll have to introduce me.
Yeah, well, the rose leads, at least here, worship of Milani, and he kind of like half whispers it across the table. And we've been approached by them, and one of their flock's been murdered. And I mean, I've agreed to us doing the job. Gideon and Blueblood didn't say no, so. And it sounds like, really, honestly, Asimov, you're going to be really critical because, like, I don't know what they've done to her, but they've apparently messed her up real good. And someone who, you know, with that sort of forensic alchemical knowledge might be just the person that they need.
Well, this is certainly interesting, given what we've been discussing lately.
You mean regarding the missing people that
Missing
were in
people,
that tenement?
missing people, and suspicions of
The slasher?
of the Temple Hill slasher having returned over 100 years since his reign of terror. I'm just going to have a quick look at like what level people's drinks are at. Were there some glasses like to the side, or cups to the side with whiskey?
Yeah, like there's like, I mean, me and Blueblood at least are several cups down, and there's been whiskey since then.
So
Grabs one,
Hetman had
necks it.
one drink while he was here. The rest of the drinks on the table are from you guys. Or the rest of the glasses on the table are from you guys.
Is there some that are like with whiskey?
I will have kept some for you. Don't worry.
He said he'll take one, knock it back, and just go, "They're going."
Yeah,
And start walking to the door, and then stop
well,
and go, "I don't know where I'm going." Chop, chop.
it's all right. I do. Wister's already kind of like, you're a lot taller than him, so he's kind of very keen that you've gone, and has started jogging at your side and said, I knew you would. I knew you'd follow this up, Asimov. Come on, everyone, we're off.
Oh, hang on, just give me Evie does like a comic book transition of going out one door, come back in with a completely different outfit on. And this time it's like a pink poofy Victorian thing. Thank you, Thirsty, for the idea.
Amazing.
Still no brocades, nothing fancy. I've been told off for that.
Okay.
Poofy and pink.
So, Whist, I will say that Hetman did give you the direction to his shop while he was here. His shop is called the Devil's Threads in Red Roof.
Good name. Yeah, I will lead the way there, I guess. But like, can we attempt like not like necessarily stealth, but more social stealth, getting there, like not drawing attention to ourselves. Like, I know you're wearing a big puffy pink dress, Evie. I don't know, as I say, social rather than actual stealth. Just
So you want to like just blend in with the crowd?
yeah, as best we can. I realise we're not very blendy in with the crowdy, but I would do my best.
I feel like that's a disguise check more than a stealth check, based on how you're describing it.
Yeah.
It could be a perform check, maybe. What kind of check would you be wanting to do for it?
I mean, I'd be preferring to do a bluff personally.
Okay, I'll say you could do it as a bluff. Okay.
Just like, yeah, maybe I don't know. It's an alright check. Maybe it's I lean into the fact that we're a bit of an odd group, and unprovoked will act like I'm leading a tour.
Okay.
Like we're doing a tourist.
I mean, to be fair, you're going from Old Kintargo, which is the oldest part of the city, into Red Roof, which is arguably the most eclectic part of the city. So there are definitely things to talk about on the way as you pretend to be a tour guide.
I'll put a small I don't know what I've got. I mean I've got my staff, right? I'll get the top of my tea flask, which is quite like maybe it's like a bright purple. Put it on the end of my staff and hold it up, and then just like start stopping periodically to spout some nonsense about the area. And it turns out Whist doesn't know a lot about the city, but like can certainly make it sound like he does.
He speaks with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Is this your way of telling us you don't have knowledge local? Is this...
Yeah, everyone who goes, all the locals who go past are like, oh god, this person's really like, they're really shilling, like getting money off these people for no good like tour. They're like coasting badly, but I do it with gusto.
Okay. So, you guys with Whist leading your deception to Red Roof, head to the Devil's Threads, unless you'd like to stop off anywhere else along the way. Amazing. Okay, you guys then come to a rather well-furnished or well-looking shop. Let me see if I can find a bit of a description of it for you. Okay, it says here, this business is arguably the finest tailor shop in Red Roof. So it's a fancy shop as you come up to the shop that, for most of you, this is your first time seeing. There's a combination of very fine, like, tailoring designs and some, like, little inflections of magic here and there in the decor. And as you step inside, one wall will have various, like, fabrics, lacings, buttons, haberdashery things on one side. There will be a selection of already made up clothes items. There will be things like belts, vests, probably some sleeves, which you might look familiar if you've seen Evie's non-glamoured sleeves ever. There's boots and the like. And as you walk in and there's a little jingle, you guys will see a tan-skinned tiefling with very short horns step out, the image of charisma. Well, hello and welcome to the Devil's Threads. Oh, so many new customers for us today. And returning ones. Hello, darling.
Hello.
Well.
I'll drop my voice and say, we're here to see Moletta.
Understood. You're after the things in the back then. And he'll like hold open the like curtain and like let you guys all walk into the back rooms. And you walk probably into a storage room at first, and then he'll, once out of the shop proper, the charm dampens a little bit, and he'll take you through into a very small side room. You see, lying on a table, what you looks to be human female body laid in repose on the table. If any of you look at Tetamon, you'll see how grave he looks looking at her. I'll also say that when you first go in, there is a sheet covering most of her body, but you still see like specks of blood on her face and skin.
Does the face look like it's been purposefully left? I know she's got flecks of blood, but given that he's covered her and he said it was messy, does it almost look like whoever's done this has actively left the face?
At first glance, there's some like scuffs and scratches on the face. But you've seen those kind of scuffs and scratches from somebody who has fallen over or been in a bar fight. You would need to start examining more in order to try to work out more about that.
Okay.
Also, just as a heads up, trigger warnings for blood and gruesome descriptions of death and murder. He closes the door behind you and he's like, it may be best to make sure that sound doesn't carry while you do this.
If you will like hold his hand and be like, you do not have to be here.
Yes, I do.
That's your choice.
Very well. Asmoth is going to take a moment and prep up some extracts for himself.
Okay. While you do that, he will slowly walk over to the table. And for a moment, he just kind of puts a hand to like her forehead, like he's kind of brushing some of the hairs out of the way. When you're ready.
Yep. So like he's preparing. I'm preparing extracts of heightened awareness and tears to wine.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst also the whole thing is obviously putting on a big like leather apron and putting on like a pair of like these sort of whitish sort of hide gloves.
Cool. So you get ready. When you give him the nod, he'll reach for the sheet and pull it back. While most of her face has been presumably left, the same can't be said for her torso, her arms, her legs, which have been savaged, slashed with multiple separate wounds. he pulls it away, and you kind of do see him like shiver a little bit, but he is still holding his composure and steps aside to let you all investigate. Anybody who wants to can make a heal check or a perception check for me. And anybody who wants to do any kind of magical detections can make an Arcana check for me.
Oh, I'll make an Arcana. Sorry, I rolled Perception, but I did that before. I'll do
Would-
Arcana. Sorry.
Would anybody be wanting to join in on the Tears to Wine supping?
Tears to Wine will help with intelligence checks.
I mean,
And wisdom.
With intelligence and wisdom, yeah.
yes, but I don't want to take someone else's opportunity. So,
Well, the Tears to Wine is an effect. I will post
I'm
it
pretty
in
sure
the-
you can all
Yeah, it's like a lot of
basically
people.
it's what I
Yeah.
can do. 2 cubic feet of liquid.
cool.
so
That's a
everybody
lot.
can probably have some of this to be able to benefit from it.
We have
benefit from
several,
its
we have
effects.
several liters of cheap wine.
Cool.
It would be a fitting act to take to toast the dearly departed.
Am I okay doing sorry, I'm doing a heal check for mine.
Yeah. Heal check is what skill does that use?
Heal.
No, sorry,
Uh,
what ability does that use?
For me, technically intelligence, because I apply my knowledge nature bonus instead
Got
of my
it.
heal bonus on heal
Yeah.
check.
Yeah, then you can use Tears to Wine for your heal check, your perception checks, your knowledge checks, or get a +2, I believe, at this
And-
level.
Yeah, and the heightened awareness that I've taken is +2 competence bonus on perception and all knowledge checks that I'm trained in.
Okay, which will include knowledge nature, which will apply to the heal check. So nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like I just spent about 10 minutes just reading everything, like fine detail, just to make sure it definitely works the way I think it does.
Yeah, no, you're good. And even if that's technically not, I'll allow it because the synergy is there.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm guessing surgeon's tools do not apply here
no,
because I'm not doing on the post-mortem just yet.
no.
Oh, that's a low roll.
Okay. Is that including the bonuses from Tears to Wine and Enhance?
Yeah, that's including
Okay.
all my bonuses.
Luckily for you, that's enough. So I'll start with the heal check. And actually, Whis perception check will also get this. You guys start to look over the body, and if you count the stab wounds, there are 37 stab wounds in this body. You think that these attacks were all caused by the same blade, or at least the same sized blade, and it looks to have been a light bladed weapon like a kukri or a dagger or something like that. In fact, actually, I'll say Asmoth, because you know your blades, you know your light blades because you deal with scalpels so much. The curve of the the curve of the stabs in some places reminds you of a kukri, and the kind of like curve of its blade. And Whist, who does an Arcana check, can tell you, as you examine it, that the weapon used looks to have been enhanced in some way to make the wounds bleed more.
Okay. So it's a sadist who's done it. I mean, unsurprisingly, but that doesn't look like an act of passion, do it?
No Randomac to be certain.
And are the 37 stab wounds, are they all to like specific locations, or are they kind of spread out and kind of are they
Basically
haphazard, or
from basically from the neck down, most of them are done to the torso, but there are some to the arms, like especially to the forearms. Assumedly, she's tried to defend herself.
so defensive?
Possibly one or two to the legs, but the bulk of them are based on how this looks and based on like the localization of them. You think that there may have been a few initial attacks to stop her from escaping, stop her from defending herself, and then they just kept stabbing and didn't stop.
So like
It's-
a blitz, it's like a blitz attack to drop her.
Actually, I'll say, Asmoth, you can tell that some of these attacks, especially the ones on the limbs, seem to have been targeting tendons
Mm.
with a degree of precision.
And then the rest are kind of a lot more frenzied.
Yeah.
Can I ask, what did she do for the rose? I mean, did she do anything in particular, or did she just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that you don't think her face got anything to do with it, and it's that you're obviously you care, but
I am praying that her choice in faith did not have anything to do with this. The idea that this could be what awaits the rest of my flock is not something I want to imagine. But
well,
in answer to your question, she works the same way that a lot of us do. Quiet actions of rebellion in the shadows, getting the right information to the right people. She was still learning how to do that. And when she was working, as it were, she tended to be with a friend. But she was alone that night, I suppose. Nobody knew that she was missing until we found her.
so was her friend meant to be with her, or had she decided to?
She wasn't out on any specific mission or task. I mean, as far as we were aware, as much as you can expect us to respect the curfew of a rule like this, but as far as we were aware, curfew had hit and there was no reason for her to be outside.
Okay. Well, you don't have to worry about it affecting the rest of the flock, because we're gonna sort it out, right? We're gonna make sure it doesn't happen, right? Looked at Asmoth. Looked at Evie.
Asmoth is like very intently looking over the sort of the remains.
Did Millet have a place of residence?
Petamon, I am about to ask a question that may seem very blunt. I hope you will forgive me.
Hmm.
Since you are the head of this Milornite sect, I presume that you are blessed specifically by Malorni's hand.
I am.
I presume not sufficiently to defy death, then. Can that is not intended as a critique. I assume since she is lying here that you did not have that power because, like any good shepherds, you care for your flock. Can you make her speak? I know that is a power that some worshippers of some of the priests of gods can wield.
I can make her speak.
I respect
will-
Aznath's skill at that, but we must know more.
I will say I rather hoped that the skill of your band might make it so I don't have to, but I
Whist,
can.
Whist will gulp and he'll say, "It's all right if it's too much. I need to go. I need to go back to the shop, but like I've got like a wand kicking about. You don't have to if it's too much. I can do it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's on an old one. It's got like a couple of charges left. I'm fairly sure I could do it.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
I would not have expected that, Whist, but it is well thought.
Yeah, I should really think of what's in my inventory more often.
Unfortunately, I am less single-minded than a true cleric of the gods. Divided, my powers are less fulsome. But
Still fierce, though.
I will kill whoever has done this with my own hand if my companions do not beat me there first, but
Then myself and Maletta are in good hands then. I will, if it is all well with you, take a moment. And he'll step out of the room.
Evie is going to leave with him.
Hmm.
before you do, I'll put a hand on his shoulder. I will cast Remove Sickness.
The blessing washes over him, and you're not sure if he feels the full benefits of it, but you can tell that he feels the blessings of a god, especially the blessings of a god aligned with his, and he gives you a grateful nod.
It's great for drunkards, but there are many sicknesses in the world.
And he'll walk out. Evie's following?
I'm staying.
Okay. Hello, old friend.
Are you? I mean, do you want to be alone?
In the sense of wanting to have quiet and not have the smell of blood in my nose. But not to the point where I demand isolation.
He was just gonna like give him a big hug.
No. He'll hug you back.
Just gonna be there and supportive.
Okay. He doesn't say anything to thank you, but you can tell that he appreciates it. All right. I'm trying to think what else you can get from the examination.
Can I ask, Asmoth? You know a lot more about the history of the case of the slasher. Does, like, you said there were 37 stab wounds, as if that possibly meant something. I mean, does that mean something? Is that what they always do?
Does the number have any significance?
So you don't know about the specific number 37. You do know that the rumors that you've been hearing about someone murdering was slashing up their victims is what the rumors say. I'm just having another look at some of the other bits. I think yeah. The number 37 specifically, not so much, just this person really wanted to keep going.
Yeah, this is. It's not that the number is specifically of significance. It is more the truly frenzied nature and excessive amount that puzzled me. There were wounds caused that would have incapacitated the victim very quickly. Would have reduced their mobility, but beyond that, many of these feel like overkill. Whoever is doing this knows what they are doing to the body. They are precise, they are targeted, and then insanity takes over.
They are precise and capable, and then fall to a frenzy.
Asmoth, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but would it be fair to say we'd be looking for someone who fights a little bit like you?
Ja. Aber but they utilize
Blades only.
a kukri, a wickedly curved blade, not claws and scalpels.
Unusual choice.
Yeah.
Not a fine weapon for stabbing, as I understand it.
Good for cutting. Very good for cutting. Very keen edge. And as Vist pointed out, magically ensorcelled to lacerate and exacerbate bleeding.
some so either a person of means who is a psychopath or somebody who has stumbled on the wrong magic item. Because it is strange that precision then completely disintegrates into blind rage.
I think we need to speak to her because, like,
No
why
doubt.
would she have left her house if she went on a mission and it was past curfew? Why would she take that risk? Like, either they've hoodwinked her and she thinks she's helping them and doing something for the cause, or she thought she was meeting someone trusted, right? So it's either maybe it's someone she knows,
Yeah.
or maybe it's someone who's preyed upon her good graces. He said she was new. Perhaps she just wasn't careful enough, you know?
There's even naivete on her part, which is lamentable, or somebody has hoodwinked her, which is monstrous.
It is monstrous regardless.
Do we know where she was found, Ash?
You haven't asked that question yet. You think that Hatamon or one of his people would be able to point you in the right direction?
Hmm. Well, what if we spoke to Hetamon, found out where the scene of the crime was, investigate that, call it for tonight. I'll go back and I'll find this wand. It's in a cupboard somewhere. I know I've got it. It's just we put things away after a while, you know, they get hidden. And then maybe tomorrow we'll come back and talk to her and decide our plan of action from there.
That sounds sensible. We should also find if she has a place to live, or find her friend that she normally journeys with.
Good idea.
I think certainly running down any leads, I think, is valuable. I think the best information that we will get on who did this would be direct from her with a description, any kind of unusual features or something else.
Can I make another suggestion? Might it be a good idea for us to, you know, split off in pairs tonight? If this person's as adept as Asmoth suggests, you know, targeting their limbs like that, if we're caught on our own, that might just kind of be it, right? And I don't know how or where they are. If there's someone with means, like Gideon suggests,
I would suggest that we travel as one, and we advise Hetamon and theirs to travel in groups of no less than 3 people.
Agreed.
This is pairs is for a skilled fighter. You can drop 1 and then be on the second in a heartbeat. It's a lot harder with 3.
All right.
Also, as this feels opportunistic. 2 people might be enough to deter them, but 3 definitely will deter them. As they're picking off individuals.
2's company, but 3 is a crowd, as the saying goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
If
might be worth asking Hetemon if she has any next of kin or family in the area. My assumption is likely not, given that they're not already here, but they deserve to know, and we are probably the safest way to convey this message.
Alright, if you guys head out, literally in the next room over, you guys are still in the back rooms. Evie is still comforting Hetemon. I'll say that that's not stopped. They're either in an embrace or just kind of found chairs and they're sat next to each other, just having a quiet moment. But Hetemon will look up at you as you enter. So, it looks like you are walking out with a plan.
Well, we need to know where you found her, please. And also, we were hoping to speak with her friend, who she would have met up with if they were on a mission. And also, Gideon suggested that if she had any next of kin, that we might learn who they are so we could inform them in a way that wouldn't necessarily lead back to yourselves.
She had no kin before she joined the flock. Unfortunately. It was one where she found friendship with us for the first time in I'm not sure how long. When I say that she had a friend that she would work with, it would not normally be one consistent person. It would be whoever was free and knowledgeable enough to be able to guide her. She did obviously have friends. They all know by now and are comforting each other. As for where, I can tell you where the alley was. It's the southwest of Old Kintargo. I can point out where it is. I can guide you there if you like. I will let you know that we couldn't find anything. Once we'd taken her body, we couldn't find any other clues, as it were.
It is always worth retreading, making sure nothing was missed. At least then we have certainty.
You're right, yes.
Have you checked her home?
A couple of the people who were close to her went. They said they found nothing suspicious. No broken doors, no broken windows. It wasn't it wasn't an idea of she had been home and then chased out or anything like that. It was locked up.
Yeah.
She still had the key on her person.
Maybe talking to her will get more ideas, but we were just saying it seems strange that she'd leave after curfew unless she was either with someone she trusted or thought she was doing something good, or perhaps if there was nothing there, maybe she was moved.
Quite possibly.
I'm sure we will find evidence if they have been moved. The streets will bear witness to that readily enough.
Okay. In that case, Hetman happily, I say happily, very somberly, but as he straightens himself, dusts himself off, he takes a deep breath, and as he lets it out, it's like all of the gravity just kind of disappears from him, not in a it's falling away, in a he's putting the mask up and he is now perfectly his composed, charming. Very well then, shall we? And he'll lead you out of the shop. He'll lock up the shop behind him, and he'll put up a hood as well. He puts the hood and positions it in such a way that you can't see the horns. He just looks like a very tan individual.
In the same way that like Asmoth does with his hood when he goes on the
Yes.
street outside of Red Roof at the very least.
Yeah, absolutely that. Yeah. So, and then he'll guide you back into Orkintargo. He'll probably guide you to an alley, probably in this area, so the southwest corner back here. So he takes you off the main road and down a couple of alleyways before you find one that's a dead end. There's been some upturned earth here. You can tell from some footsteps, but it's a dead end, so it's not like it sees a lot of traffic. So anybody who wants to can do a perception check, a survival, I'd say a heal check to try to find any signs of blood or anything.
Would I still be under the effect of my heightened awareness? It's 40 minutes. Tears to Wine is also 40 minutes.
I'll say you can be on the tail end of them.
Okay, well that would be a 16 then, given Tears to Wine.
Heal or perception, did you say?
I'd say heal or perception, yeah. So perception to just try to take out an overview, heal to see specific elements of a potential fight or blood or anything like that.
That's better.
Okay.
That's a number I'm more favourable in seeing.
Okay. So Whist and Gideon, there's kind of too much here to track. There's footsteps, various footprints. There's like a broken crate, possibly, which might be from this, might be from something else. You're not sure. Asmoth, I'll say you are able to see next to that crate that is broken, there is a darker patch of earth, and as you kind of go to investigate it, kind of test it through various means, that is blood-soaked earth. Old blood.
Like a sizable amount, or
Yeah, like from 37 stab wounds.
It's a whole human body's worth.
Yeah.
Shiva's attacked here. No doubt about it.
Blood.
Yeah. Is it all collected one place, or is it spattered around a bit?
There's probably, like, now that you've seen it, you can look and there's possibly, like, there's a few what I'll say is there's a few spatters, like, further on in, like, closer to the entrance of the alley. And then there's this broken box. There's this pool of blood. It's quite extended to the point of she possibly, if you try to track this, you're like, okay, so I think here might have been where the first slash happened, and then here's another one. Here's where the bulk of it started. You think, like, this might have been she tried to get away. This might have been he just moved her, or they moved her. You're like that kind of thing you think you can track. That's probably the furthest that gets, the extent of it.
Can I get out some rations and I'll look towards the rest of the party and I say, look, it worked with the Tooth Fairy. Maybe there's a rat around here who knows some information. And I'll try my best to coax out any rats if there are any up here.
You can start to sprinkle around rations and the like, and probably within a few minutes, a couple of rats appear. Hetamon raises an eyebrow at this, but doesn't comment.
Rat's just a big mouse, Hetamon. Get over it.
I'm just curious about your methods.
I will cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. Food. Mine. This is mine.
Yeah. Oh, it will be.
Mine now.
I step on the food. It's under my boot, and you can have it, but I need to talk to you first.
Want it now?
I know. And the quicker you answer the questions, you can have it now.
Fine.
Okay. Big lady, a bit size of her. I'll point to Evie. Look a bit like her. Was killed here a couple of nights ago. Were you there? Lots of blood, lots of stabbing. Pardon?
The big guy.
Yeah, the big guy. What were they like? How big?
Big.
Bigger than... I'll point to myself.
Yeah.
Bigger than... And I'm going to insult people as I go along. I'm going to go Hetamon next. Hetamon's probably the next big.
Bigger.
Okay, bigger than... I'll go Blue Blood. I reckon Blue Blood's actually quite skinny under his armour.
Like, one of them probably... Hold on, who's got the biggest strength to go here? And what
probably
number
me
is
at
it?
17.
Not me.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got it completely wrong. Sorry, Blue Blood.
Okay, cool. One of them flicks their tail towards Blue Blood.
Okay. So big guy. Did he? What did he look like? Did he have horns or pointy ears, or did he look a bit like? I'll point at Gideon and Blue Blood. Yeah. Okay. And did you hear him? I guess they can't hear. They can't understand common, right?
Is
Was she
Speak with Animals-
scared? Was she scared before he stabbed her?
She made very loud noises.
She did.
She did.
Okay. Was she running?
She when we saw, she was in the box.
In the box.
He kind of looks around at the broken crate.
Oh.
And then he and had glowy thing.
Yeah.
And then,
Big
like,
tooth.
and then mine's like kind of like bounce, like he almost like starts bouncing, and the other one goes, food now.
Yeah, you've earned it. Here you go. I'll take my foot off the rations, and I'll say, "Thank you. You've done a great service, and also have some more." I'll give them more food.
The two of them start fighting over it, and then you drop it, and then one of them immediately dives off.
Okay, I'll turn and go, well, I've got some results, and I think it's slightly more disturbing than I thought it was going to be. She was in that crate.
It looks as though she may have fallen into it.
No, I'm not. Pardon?
Big crash. Look up.
crash.
In crate. Big glowy thing.
Could you ask?
But
can you ask them
was-
to describe other? They may not have the best sight, or it may have been dark. Perhaps they have some other characteristic.
Yeah, okay, sure. What could you smell or hear?
Cheese. Really gross cheese.
Cheese.
And sewer smell.
Cheese and sewer smell. Okay, is there a sewer grate nearby?
Nope.
No.
No.
Okay. They said cheese and a sewer smell. Is there like a asshole cheesemonger around here? We're saying extremely seriously.
Sewer smell could be fresh leather. Tanning uses urine and other more unsavory ingredients, perhaps.
But cheese?
Cheese, I have no idea of. Cheese is delicious, but
Asmoth, can you look at the crate, see what you can... Was she in the crate? Did she come out of the crate, or did she fall in the crate? I'll ask them.
Big crash. In crate. And then they like mime, one of them like mimes dragging out with the other one, like kind of grabs and like starts trying to pull, and the other one starts yelling at them to get off.
Yeah, okay, so... Yeah, I think she was in the crate to begin with, right? She was in the crate.
So they said big crash. So what the impression you're getting is they didn't see when she first came in. They didn't look up until they heard a big crash.
Okay, sorry.
And then when they looked over, they saw that she was in the crate, and he was on top of her, pulling her out from what they describe very badly because they're rats.
Yeah. I think they're doing an excellent job, to be honest. I think I'm the stupid one, and they're really smart rats. So it's like...
honestly, I'm just waiting for one of them to go.
I'm trying to think if there's anything. Yeah, I think that's about. You asked what they could smell, and yeah, they smelled nasty cheese and something that smells like the sewers.
Okay. Is there like... has anyone got like knowledge of the planes or knowledge dungeoneering or anything? Is there like a monster, genuinely, that smells of off cheese? Like, you know, like devils might smell of sulfur or like an ooze or something. I'm not...
A really bad cheesemonger.
Yeah, because like
You guys-
genuinely, I'm an asshole cheesemonger at the moment.
So genuinely, anybody who does anybody want to do a
can I make a profession roll as the son of a merchant? Do I know?
I will let you do a profession roll. Okay. There's a few different materials. Like, the problem is when they say sewer smell, they could mean a lot of different things. They could mean urine, they could mean feces, they could mean something else entirely. The rancid cheese, or the gross cheese bit, is helping you narrow it down a little bit. You think there's a few different materials that traders tend to use or crafters tend to use in all for part of their craft. You've already touched on tanning and leatherworks and the kind of smells that they have. You don't think it's leatherworking, but something like that, some kind of crafting or
Alchemical, maybe?
artisan. Sorry?
Like some kind of like alchemical, like a lubricant or a.
Yeah. Actually, you say lubricant, and I'll give this the same DC as the craft DC on this. You say lubricant, and you immediately go slurk grease. It's a
Delicious slurp grease.
slurk.
Yes.
SLURK. Your father was a merchant. He dealt with all kinds, and he probably also dealt with artisans who manufactured clockwork. And one of the things that they use for construction and maintenance work is slurk grease. And this one probably sticks in your mind because of how gross it smells. It smells like rancid cheese and urine.
Would I know of slurk grease?
Don't ask me why I know this. It sounds as though it's an ingredient used in creation of clockwork artifacts. Slurk grease.
You can roll me an alchemy check. It says here craft mechanical or similar. I'll give you alchemy.
Is a slurk an animal? I assume it's
Um,
an animal, and this is made of like rendered fat or something.
Good question.
Yes, it is.
So, what you're saying is we're not looking for an asshole cheesemonger. We're looking for an asshole watchmaker.
There are my father's, or rather my exposure via my father, was more towards guns. Principles of basic clockwork can go into certain types of firearms. Effective lubricants are not always very pleasant smelling. It's very distinctive.
Anybody who wants to try to work out what a slurk is can roll a nature check for me. Because I've now looked it up.
They're just
It's-
little guys.
Not trained.
Okay, Asmoth, a slurk. Long ago, dwarves dragged giant forest toads beneath the earth and altered their physiology with powerful magic in hopes of creating powerful underground beasts of burden that would be perfect mounts. These are called slurks. And they are the disgusting result of their aborted efforts. Their unappealing slime and foul reek cause the dwarves to drive away their creation in.
Slurks are wild.
Slurks are
Wild.
oozy creatures that resemble pale, slime-slick toads with enormous saber-like teeth. Foul-smelling black pustules drip viscous resin-like mucus that quickly hardens on contact with the air, and their belly is coated with a thick film of greasy slime that they use as an offensive weapon. Every line I read of this gets more gross.
In fact, I knew a guy that used to do that, so GW was never the same.
So yeah, apparently, kobolds use them as mounts.
Cool.
I feel like I've just fully blown Evie's mind, and considering what Aurora knows about Pathfinder, I feel proud that I'm able to blow your mind like this.
All I'm saying is you've unlocked a whole new host of kobold-based cavaliers in my mind. I'm just saying.
Okay.
So, with the knowledge of slurks, knowledge I didn't know I needed in my life, but I really did. Can I ask Hetamon whether she knew either any clockmakers or, and I don't believe I'm saying this, slurk ranchers? Like, I don't know if there are slurk ranchers in Kintargo, but like, I mean, it would be foolish not to rule it out, I guess.
I'm going to be entirely, as Hatman says, I'm going to be entirely honest with you, Wist. I have never heard of a slurk until today.
I think we're both better men for
I don't
learning of
need
it.
to know how they make the clock work. All I need to know is that they make it so I can enchant it if someone asks for a commission.
Do you not ask how the clock is made?
I don't need to know what they use for the. No,
That aside, that is good information to have, and the less we think about it, the better.
Yes, please.
Yeah, but we don't know anyone who's a watchmaker or clockmaker or similar. She wasn't friends, as far as you know, with anyone.
So,
The only clockmaker I know in the city is Vesper Artisans, and I don't think she had any connection to.
But I mean, that's a start.
it might be worthwhile. I cannot imagine there is a large base for supply of this grease. Due to
Well,
its smell, it probably has a very limited distribution.
I've got good news for House Tennyson. They've been really busy lately, but I'm feeling like maybe they really need like a grandfather clock commission coming up in their future.
Why do I feel like I've missed out on an inside joke?
Forgive my companions, they appear to have all collectively lost their minds.
You just get a kind of shot and dirty look from Asmoth, just like.
You are my respected companion, Asmoth.
Yeah, and he has one of them.
We have a lead. Let's see if we can follow up on it.
We should still speak with the victim, but this has given us a start.
Mm-hmm. I will say, because you guys had a very busy day, you had hit mid-afternoon by the time that Hatamon approached you. You've immediately gone out to do all of this stuff, and you have had the time to do it, but you are now approaching evening.
I would like to. Hang on, says, this is your flock. I don't wish to put my foot where it is maybe not wanted, but your flock should not travel in groups of less than 3 until this is resolved.
They've already been warned.
I'm sure that you've told them. Please re-emphasize it is not safe to go out shopping for vegetables in groups of less than 3. It is, even for a short thing. Consolidate people in homes where possible. I am aware that networks work well with isolation, but if this is not just an insane person under some bizarre influence, if this is a coordinated attack, it is best.
He'll lean in close, like he'll lean in close to the point that all of you can hear him, but he leans in close to the point that you think that anyone else who wasn't in this immediate alley would struggle to hear what he says. We are not strangers to the concept of threats. And those of us who have been around long enough know how to hide and how to protect the others. This is a rude awakening for the newer ones. And a reminder to myself of why we hid when the night of we cannot stay safe forever. We cannot hide forever. There is work to be done. But I hear you. And until you're able to work out who or what did this, we will tread more cautiously. We were already treading cautiously, but now even more so. I agree.
I do not say this out of doubt for your capacity, competence, or skill. I say this out of concern, not only for comrades in a cause, but also cousins.
Do you know what the symbol of Maloney is?
It is the rose, is it not?
Growing out of blood-soaked streets. We know the blood is spilt while seeking revolution.
But the best ground for that is the blood of those who oppose you. Martyrdom is very fine. But everyone deserves to see the rightful end to their time on this world.
You bring a very good point. You make a good priest.
Once you have decided on proceedings for burial, if I can be of any assistance.
I may not look it, but I am a cleric. We tend to hide in plain sight. But company and those who wish to pay respects will not be turned away.
I do not doubt the trust in which Lady Maloney holds you, and I do not doubt your ability if you can make the dead speak. You are more in tune with her tenets than I am with Lord Caden's. But one priest to lead, one priest to assist. I only offer as a courtesy. If you would prefer to lead it yourself, I will attend as a mourner.
Let's find her justice and then we can think on that. Shall we?
Right. Shall we head back to your shop and then we can help Whist find this wand at their shop as well and then return?
Well, if we're waiting on the wand, then perhaps we take your lead now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's get you home, because I mean you're both right. We shouldn't be out in less than threes. So, and you particularly. So if we get you back, are you all right? I mean, Evie, like I don't want to presume, but did you are you did you want to stay with Hatman for protection? You know,
Oh, Evie is definitely welcome.
just if you were interested. I mean, someone should, right? And I'm not. Look, whatever your relationship is, that's up to you. But like, you clearly know each other, and that might be least weird.
Whist is awful at this, isn't he?
I don't mind you keeping me safe.
I'll keep you warm. Don't worry. Safe.
Right, that's settled. Evie kind of counts as two people anyway, so you know.
I'm not sure if I should be insulted by that or not.
No, I mean, if you want Blue Blood to stay with you, I don't mind.
When in a hole, whist, stop digging.
I don't know what you're talking about. Right, and then shall we go back to my shop for a bit? I'll find this wand, and then we can sleep and reconvene in the morning. Yeah.
All right. Whist, make a sense motive for me. In fact, anybody can, but this is aimed at Whist.
Oh, it's not great. And unless I've still got some tears to wine, but that must have run out by now.
Unfortunately, not now.
I'm going to respect my colleague's privacy. And body count.
Before we do go, I do want to have the broken crate, see if there's any insignia on it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So Hetman absolutely agrees with your plan. Whist, you see him glance at you, and you get the impression that at some point soon, he wants to have a chat with you alone.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Whist will start making his way back, but once we've left Evie and Hetman, will be, I don't know, perhaps like got a bit of the air of having like had a note from the teacher to see them after class. Like
Amazing. I'll just for Alberic's sake, when you have investigated the box, first of all, it's partially collapsed. The part that's intact, you can't see any seal or sigil on it.
Worth a try.
Cecina pass une box.
All right.
Always worth checking.
So you guys go via Red Roof, drop Hetman and Evie off at the Devil's Threads. And it is evening. It is the time the shop will have already closed by this point. So he directs Evie straight upstairs to his flat.
Oh no.
like I mean, when we're going back after a while, Wist will lean into Gideon and be like, I don't know. I mean, does Blue Blood seem all right? I didn't realize. He seemed a bit frosty. And do you think he knew?
Knew what? I certainly do not know anything. All I know is that a comrade of ours is comforting a man who has lost a dear friend. That is all that matters.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But yeah.
What I am curious, though, perhaps you might have greater knowledge of this. You said something about the blade glowing red. With your observations, Asmuth, mentioning this was some kind of ensorcelled blade. Do you have any sense, Wist, of what kind of
I mean,
weapon this might be in terms of? I know that there are a great many artificers that make blades to patterns, but a kukri is a strange one, at least to this part of the world.
Ash, is there
Mhm.
do I with my Arcana check? Am I aware of a bleeding enchantment, a bleed enchantment, or whatever it's called, wicked or?
Make an Arcana check for me.
Well, I did have a perverse thought as well. I don't know, but I'm not a weaponsmith. But what if 26? What if it was a bit of a clock? Like a hand.
The
Um,
shape is distinctive, and Asmuth, I think you were certain it was a kukri.
Yeah.
so, bleeding enchantments exist. The ability to enchant a weapon to do various things include make wounds bleed more keenly is an enchantment that exists. You don't know that would necessarily give the blade a light or a color or make it glow. That sounds rather unique, you think?
Okay. Sure. I will pass this information on. Did the historical killer, did they have a weapon sometimes these people they have a signature blade or whatever. Is that ever in the stories or reports?
Good question. Let's see. I think very little of Mangvoon's legend survived beyond he was the Temple Hill slasher. The depiction of him in the wax museum you saw, I think, had him with a scalpel. I think. Let me double check.
Yeah, I remember it had a scalpel, but it was most of the statue was most of the waxwork was sort of melted.
Yeah. Let me have a look. Let's go back to the Insect Zoo. Max Gallery. Yeah, he was wielding a bloody surgeon's knife in the wax depiction of him. So the figure wields a bloody surgeon's knife in one hand. Its face has been melted away into an unrecognizable waxen mess. So yeah, so that was a surgeon's knife. This time it's a kukri, a glowing kukri, apparently. But you guys can
Knowledge
Head
history or knowledge local, maybe?
Yeah, make a knowledge local for me if you want. It'd be history actually, because this is old Kintargo stuff.
I'm not trained in that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think trying to remember details of the legend that is the Timberhood Slasher would be a history check, I'm afraid. But otherwise, you guys can head on back to Evie's shop. Not Evie's shop, sorry, Whisk shop. I'm tired. Whisk shop.
These you will instantly be beset upon by sausages, all of you, at the same time, as Whist busies himself quickly pulling the drawstring curtain which covers up the mandated portrait of Queen Abigail, which is hung in a corner. So she's no
The
longer
exact measurements required and no bigger.
Yeah, and there's a shelf here, so she doesn't get peripheral vision. He doesn't know whether that matters, but it gives him the creeps that she can kind of see him out the corner of her eye while he's at the till.
Is it one of those pictures where if you look at it from the right angle, she's actually just wearing saucy lingerie?
It's not a Sebastian special, no. If anything, it's like the most like. If you imagine like the photo of Queen Elizabeth that was just like the one that when you think of Queen Elizabeth and that's the picture you get, it's like that. It's like the standard Queen Abigail portrait that if you were to go down the market and buy a portrait, that's what you'd get. There's been no interest in it.
It's the equivalent of the picture that you get when you buy a picture frame.
Yeah, it is like painfully boring.
Stock photo Queen Abigail.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And as your order,
water print on it.
Yeah, I didn't want to pay to do it, so I just like downloaded it off like a pixelated
pirate queen.
I didn't know Getty Images had the rights to Abigail, Queen of Cheliax. They've got
it's
everybody.
Actually open source. But yes, and while Sausages is distracting you all with needing pets, and if any of you leave, he bounds over to you to kind of shepherd you back for more pets. Whist will go upstairs and make a big display of opening a cupboard and just dropping ones on the floor and like sighing to himself, like a real theatre of struggling to find something at the back of a cupboard. Before coming down with like a very dusty looking wooden stave in his hand.
Is anyone questioning this? Does Whist need to roll a bluff check?
Asmoth has suspicions.
All right, bluff check. Asmoth who says motive.
This is going to end poorly for me, I'm sure.
24.
Yeah, I can't possibly pick that.
I was like, I'm suspicious. If only I knew how to read people.
Asmode's like, I thought he was lying, but then he came down with a stick, and that is what I understand wands to be.
I mean, all the proof Asmoth needs that Whist genuinely is a mighty wizard who occasionally casts cleric spells.
For no reason at all. I'm a
What?
mystic theurge. If you probe too deeply, that's where I go.
I feel like there should be the common understanding of, if Whist is lying about this, it's the lowest stakes lie in the history of the Inner Sea. So I'm happy to go along with it. Nice wand, bro.
Thanks, bro.
It's a bit fucking dusty.
Yeah, I told you we didn't use it. It's like basically got 2 charges left on it, not enough to sell. If you sold this to someone, they'd be paid off with you that you didn't give them a fully loaded wand.
They're not wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Look,
Yeah, so
Gideon, if I sold it to you and it had 2 charges on it and I said, oh yeah, it's like new, you'd be back like shouting at my doorstep the next day. It's not worth it.
there is a market for lightly used magic items.
Yeah, all right. Well, this is a shop of class, and we don't go for lightly used.
Forgive me, your back of the wardrobe, dusty as fuck, speak with dead wand had me a little bit under a misapprehension, dear friend.
Oh, well, good. Now, do you want to sleep here, or are we going back to the clubhouse?
We should probably sleep here. This is, if nothing
What?
else, Hetamon has had a lot for one day.
Oh, I wasn't suggesting we went back and disturbed Hetamon and Evie's peace. I was suggesting we went back to the coffee shop. But I'm happy to have you over. Whist will bound upstairs and get a load of blankets and head into Lanry's room and get her big people-sized blankets down as well, and make a small sort of, I guess, cuddle pile in the center of the shop floor, and then pull down the
decides he
blinds.
wants to help.
Pardon?
Sausages decides he wants to help.
Great, he can absolutely help.
So at least some of the blankets will have a little bit of sausages on it as he's helped drag them across the floor.
There we go. Bed down. Do you want something to eat? I don't
He
have
then
much.
flops into the middle.
I think I left some meat around here as well.
I'm gonna start making the equivalent of 5 pot noodles.
Oh. Love that. All right. Sleepover at Whist Place. The dog ends up taking up as much of the cuddle pile bed as he can. Unless someone tries to kick him out of the bed.
Absolutely not.
No one does. Fantastic. The dog's in the middle of the bed. You guys get a rest, a full rest. You are able to rest in full even with a dog in the middle of the bed. Evie, you can sleep as much as you want, but you get a full rest.
Oi, oi.
No comment.
And in the morning, breakfast can be had. Sausages is very excited about breakfast because it involves his favorite food.
Egg.
Egg.
Yeah, that's why he's called sausages, because he loves eggs so much.
We'll go out and get sausages for. We might not be able to do dinner, but we can do breakfast. We're called the breakfast boys, not the dinner boys.
Sausages goes out with you to get sausages, because of course he does. And you guys are able to have breakfast and then head back on over the Devil's Threads. It is open. I don't know if Evie will be hanging out in the front or in the back.
I'm not hanging out in the back right now. I don't think.
No?
Feels weird.
Okay, cool. So Evie's just milling about in the shop. Hetamon is probably sitting by the counter. Waves to you all with a flourish as you come on in.
Rest, did you well then?
Oh, I had the last night was just what I needed.
Perfect, thank you. No further questions.
All right.
Before we commence, like, say we should probably work out what fucking questions we're asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No question.
I've just opened up. I have opened up a Word document with which I will record these questions that we are asking, because that is exactly.
So, this spell. So, assuming that this is being cast through a wand, it would be cast as per a cleric spell. At its lowest level. I would say you'd get 3 questions out of it, because it's 1 question per 2 caster levels. And I'll say you can have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 questions.
Cool.
So I think at least one needs to be a full physical description. Like
Okay.
full photo fit. As well as like if they had any distinguishing features or anything like that.
Something like, can you name and describe the person who did this to you?
I would probably, I'd probably also include like in as much detail as you can physically provide.
Whist, you do know that the answers are brief, cryptic, or repetitive.
Okay.
Typically, especially if the creature would have opposed you in life. Hopefully, Cleric of Maloney would not have opposed you in life.
Well, you never know.
Oh shit, this was a cleric.
I mean,
right here.
like, it's fine. What if I've got you all completely hoodwinked out of character, and I'm a cleric of Asmodeus? You would. Oh, you'd be spitting feathers. You would be spitting feathers.
But yeah, no, that's fine. The rest of this, so you know that you have a maximum of 3 questions. The corpse's knowledge is limited to what it knew in life, including languages it spoke. This is a human. You can assume they speak common. Answers are brief, cryptic, or repetitive. Especially if the creature would oppose you in life. We'll see how brief, cryptic, or repetitive they are this time, or how helpful they were.
Okay,
I
so
need to ask
I've
about
got.
the crate for the second one.
Yeah, so I've
There's
got,
something
please
in there.
can you name and describe your murderer's most distinguishing feature? We just go for most distinguishing feature, then if they're like, scar over the eye, at least then we know.
Do you want to say feature or features?
We can say features.
If they smelled like slurp grease, they probably have some other indication of what their profession might be or hobby. They might use it for a hobby, but
So So what are we asking next? Are we asking about the crate, or are we asking about
Crate, I think. What did you
what
want
do
to
we
know
want to
about
ask
crate?
about it?
So, from what I can piece together from what we've seen, it seems she was being transported in the crate before something happened. It broke and she was able to run before being captured again.
Yeah.
So, what we need to know is, we need to try and see if we know if she knows where she was when placed in the crate.
Okay, so where were you when you ended up in the crate? Because if she says I was in the alley, then we know she's fallen in the crate. Whereas she's like, I was in my house, then
The amount of blood in the alley seems consistent with everything happening, and they said that there wasn't any kind of tussle around the house.
no, but I'm concerned. I guess there's a possibility that she was trapped somehow in a crate, and then he broke the crate open, and then she's like, ah, and he attacks her, or that she ran and fell in the crate. Like she was going to make her escape and tripped over it and then started screaming.
Like
I
think
mean,
I think if you the first two should give us at least some usable stuff. The Speak with Animal gave us some good starting points. So I don't know if you wanted to like confirm if it was if there was a certain amount of like intentionality to it. I think yeah. At least then we'll know if this person is just kind of having these frenzy spells or if it's more considered. That would be my
so
take.
so how do you word that as a question though?
I mean, I don't know. I actually need to move to Lou, so
Okay.
I'm leaving it to the rest of you.
My suggestion for a third question, because the first two will give us a good idea of her attacker, at least from some perspective. The third question should be, who is the person who knew you best?
Okay. That's a good idea.
Between those three questions, we should have a good chance of tracking down, following her movements, and from there, narrowing down a suspect. Particularly if she knew her attacker, which seems likely.
Should we ask if she knew the attacker?
Well, we'll know if she knew the attacker because the first question is, please, can you name your murderer and describe their most distinguishing features? So if she said it was Jim, my best mate, we'll know, right?
Mm.
So if I read the questions we've got at the moment, and then you can tell me. So we've got 1, please can you name your murderer and describe their most distinguishing features? 2, where were you when you ended up in the crate? And 3, who was the person who knew you best?
I think I'm gonna have to be a bit mean.
And say the
question
first
sounds
one's
like,
2 questions?
yeah,
Okay,
because of
so
the and.
yeah, so what do you think then? Should we split that into 2 questions or should we?
That's going to need to be 2 questions.
So which murderer, which which question do we remove?
We need the description, most important. The people who knew her when she was alive and the people who know this area are going to be able to narrow down a personal description.
But also, if we ask, can you name your attacker and murderer? That gives us that kind of gives us like a little bit potentially.
The concern is if she doesn't know, we learn absolutely nothing. Whereas even a vague description helps us narrow down suspects.
Okay, but can you name your attacker and their description? Let's do it this way. Are those two questions better than where were you when you ended up in the crate, or who was the person who knew you best? Would you warrant those two questions as above those other two? Because if they are, then we should ask them both.
I don't think she was put into the crate.
So should we forget the crate? Is the crate a red herring?
By the sounds of it, she was thrown into the crate in the scuffle.
And we already know a bit about our attacker, possibly by the clockmaking stuff. So if we were to get their most distinguishing feature and we go to the clockmakers and we see a guy with, I don't know, bright purple hair, and that's his most distinguishing feature and there's no one else like that there, then we've got a suspect, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So are we not asking about the crate?
See if we can find a suspect. We should be able to solve that mystery from here.
Okay, so I'm getting rid of the crate question. And so now we've got, please can you name your murderer? Can you describe your murderer's most distinguishing features? And who was the person who knew you best? Those are our three questions as they stand.
There's a good lead.
Yeah?
Okay.
All right. Cool. If there's anyone's got any fallback, I will start a ritual. Sounds like we're good to go, possibly. Yeah. All right. I'll ask Hetamon if we can go see her and whether he wants to be present or not, I guess would be.
I will be present, yes.
Okay.
All right.
And I'll lead them in and get out my extremely convincing wand in one hand, and in the other hand, I'm going to get out the rose that was left by the Rose of Kintargo at my flat at the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to mutter something under my breath and wave the wand, and I will make an Arcana check for you.
Mm-hmm.
21. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to hold the rose in my hand and press it hard into my flesh so the thorns cut through my skin. And then I'll get her hands, which, although she's will have rigor mortis, she's also got the gentle repose cast on her at the moment, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
So rigor mortis is temporary.
Is it? Ah, there we go. That's why we got Asmoth here.
Random question, Whist.
Yeah.
Your jewelry. Which hand is your jewelry on?
It will be on his dominant hand. It will be on his. In fact, it's on his left hand because his dominant hand, because he's left-handed, but pretends to cast with his right hand.
Fantastic. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So the way that I'm seeing this in my head is Whist takes the rosebud, crushes it into his left hand with the petals falling over the bracelet. And then you pick up the wand and begin to incant.
Yeah.
Yeah? Fantastic. And this is so just a proper like right type thing. So the casting time is 10 minutes on this.
Yeah.
As the petals fall from your hand one by one, and when the last petal leaves your hand and you are still waving the wand, no one has anything to say. Like, you're just, you're a wizard. You're really good at rituals. And as the last petal falls, the air around you all chills a little bit. And perhaps from the petals that you used from part of this rite, there is the smell of rose petals and blood in the air kind of milling about as the magic builds. And Miletta's chest begins to rise with a false breath, and her eyes open, glassy, staring straight up at the ceiling, not necessarily aware of any of you, but is posed and ready to answer your questions.
Blueblood leaves.
Whist kind of doesn't notice, like he's fully focused on Miletta's face, and will take her hand like almost like he's clutching it in a show of camaraderie, and will whisper, "Miletta, please can you name your murderer?"
I had never met him before. I don't know any Varisians.
Okay. Can you describe your murderer's most distinguishing features?
His kukri glowed like blood. His armor, leather, had pockets on the front. He had a brace on his leg. And his smell urine, cheese. That question ends.
Okay. Who was the person who knew you best in life?
My family. Lino, Cathray, Hetamon, Lanry. She names those four people.
Whist's like lip wobbles slightly, but he bites it, and he'll put his free hand. He'll drop the wand, put his free hand under her neck, and then lean in to whisper into her ear. And he whispers, "The thorn has struck your hand, but the road to freedom is studded in thorns. Your sacrifice will never be forgotten by your friends or by those you fought for." And we'll lay her back and say, "Sleep well, sister," and let her rest.
So the rest of you can kind of tell that as she's saying the last of the names, the spell is beginning to fade. And just to confirm, the way that the spell works is it doesn't bring the person back at all. There is no it doesn't bring the soul back or anything. It brings back enough of who they were in life that they can impart some knowledge. But it's not their soul, it's not anything like that. But for a moment, when you whisper this and you look back at her, she meets your eyes. And for a moment, she's dead. But for a moment, the glassy stare is gone. And she gives you a smile. And then she falls back on the table.
Okay, it's done.
Hetamon steps away from the side of the room that he was in, and he comes over to be next to you and puts a hand on your shoulder. Thank you, West.
Whis says, it's nothing. It's just the
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. He'll take his hand.
He would have liked you, I think.
Well, what is it? We all might meet again. People come back, don't they? They can be called on again if needed. Maybe in generations, eh?
That's a nice thought.
Right, we gotta go. We gotta go get a man with a leg brace, I guess.
So just to confirm, the details she described for Gideon's benefit, because Thursday stepped away. So she said she did not know him. She does not know any Verizian. She described a kukri that glowed like blood. She described him wearing leather with pockets on the front. She described the smell that the same smell that the rats described, and she described that he had a leg brace.
Okay, this person couldn't be more distinctive if they were made in a character generator. This gives very much six-fingered man energy.
Well, then we should feel lucky, shouldn't we?
Yeah, it's a reasonable assumption that leather armor with pockets for somebody that smells like something that's associated with a specific craft seems like an apron or some
Oh,
other.
that is absolutely something you can like an artisan's apron would have a lot of pockets.
Right. Did you said something about Vespans? I think
Best fun artisans. The best clockmakers in town.
You've done business with them before.
Mostly with Vespasio himself, who is not Varisian. I can tell you that much.
I assume that they wear garments like an apron with pockets, or do you speak only with Vespasio when he's not in his work clothes?
I sometimes go around to his workshop and he does have an apron, but we also will discuss business matters when he's not in his workshop, and then he is dressed like a merchant would be.
It
He
does
kind of
his
gestures
workshop.
to himself.
Does his workshop smell of cheese and piss?
Not constantly. I suppose he might. Maybe.
Some smells stick with you.
I don't try to get close to everyone. I mean,
I assume if he's the owner, he might not be as deep in the making process. He might be, as you say, speaking with clients and doing other things in his day to day.
like I say, he's not Varisian. He's definitely a good person to start with, though.
Mm.
In terms of finding out what comes next.
Guess that's where we go now, then, eh?
Would you like me to come with you, or are you happy to
If you
work
could,
this next part? Would you like me to make introductions?
a letter of introduction, I think, would be sufficient.
I could pen a letter. How much detail do you want me to include in the letter? Would you like me to just do the most basic of formalities?
Probably worth mentioning that it's a personal matter that's quite dear to you that we're handling on your behalf. Make it as vague as you want, but if you have a good relationship, that might incline him to trust us a little more.
Okay. Yep. I'll get that written up for you now. Heads on out the room to grab some paper.
Can I follow after him now that he's kind of headed out on his own
Yeah.
and like grab him, not literally, for a
Yeah.
moment? Yeah.
Yeah. So he steps outside. He is probably like digging around for paper. Is like pulling some paper out of a drawer or something.
Yeah.
When you approach him.
Yeah. I'll say, I wanted to talk to you, and I think you wanted to talk to me.
He sits down and sighs. About so many things.
Okay. Can it be summarised in the time it would take to write a note of introduction on a paper, or is this more like we have to book in an appointment?
I'll summarize quickly, and he grabs a pen, dips it in the ink, and he starts to write. He's writing quite slowly because he is talking. Everyone thinks of the Rose of Kintargo as being the rose, of Kintargo. But no rose, no flower is ever in isolation. And while the flock may be paying attention to the rose, it gives them, myself, and those of greater power than me the opportunity to slip to the shadows and be the thorn.
Okay. And you want me to do that?
No,
What
our
do you want?
mutual friend already is.
She's alive? I mean, you said that, but I don't know. I didn't. It's not that I didn't believe you. I just didn't know why she wouldn't come to me. I mean, I'm her family, you know. It's not your fault. You don't know. I mean, you do know. I'm sorry.
Let it out. I doubt that you have much opportunity to.
It's all right. I've got a dog.
Cute.
Look, I just thought when she disappeared, she'd have contacted me, and I guess I thought, well, you say she's in the shadows, and that's what we're taught to do, so that's good. But I don't know. I thought maybe she'd have done more for the people at the Badger if she were alive.
What was it your friend yesterday said about martyrs?
Yeah, but look, he's really invested in Cayden Cailean, yeah, but he'd be the first to martyr himself. He's being a hypocrite. Frequently is.
What I will say about the Badger is I wasn't there. I don't know everyone that was there, but I suspect that if Lamry hadn't been, the flock would have been thinned a lot more that night than it actually.
Yeah, you're right. And yeah.
It's not fair. I know it's not fair. She is trying to protect you, and she's doing it in a way you probably.
Yeah, but still, it'd be nice to hear from her.
I'll tell her to leave another. I'll let her know. See if she can leave another note for you.
All right. Hey, do you know an old man?
Old man.
Yeah. I'll describe the old man from the pub that we met Fendelfeck in.
So at first he has no idea. Oh, roll a sense motive for me. Okay. So at first he has no idea what you're talking about, and then a light bulb seems to go off in his head, and he goes, "That old man."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
It feels unfair to give away the secrets of my flock, even to a member of it. to those who are trying to stay in the shadows.
Okay, so I won't ask. I shouldn't have asked. Step back.
You can ask, just I can't answer everything.
All right. Well, maybe he'll want to chat again. He seemed to want to chat, but you never know, really, do you? Like, who's legit? But
I'm sure he very much wanted to chat.
Okay, but he's legit. If I see him again, he's legit. Okay. All right. Thanks for that. That helps.
He hands you the letter.
I'll come out and I'll say, God, it took a long time to write the letter, but it's sorted. Just had a few things to hash out as I hand over this incredibly vague letter. There you go, Gideon.
What?
The letter that you wanted.
Oh, yes. Very good.
Are you right there, Evie?
Right,
Just looking at Whis. Just
What?
like, every shopkeeper in the city.
We've got a good trail. We should probably follow it before it gets cold.
That's a sense motive against Evie. It's a natural one. What the hell am I getting from that Evie that's wrong?
It's like it's almost like two people were in the room for a suspiciously long amount of time.
Oh! You're looking at Evie, and it suddenly clicks in your head. She's jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it must be. She's suddenly jealous of whatever she thinks must have been happening between you and Hetamon.
When we head out, I'll lean in. I'll go, look, Evie. I know you've got a thing going on with Hetamon and with Blue Blood. It's okay. You can do your thing.
What's going on with Blue Blood? What? I don't.
Oh, yeah, no. Gideon said I wasn't meant to mention
It's not my
it.
type.
Oh, so it's a political alliance.
Nah. Trust me, I don't need another title messing up my life. Thank you very much.
Blue Blood, probably best that you take the lead on this one. I'm not the best at sweet talking.
Very well.
I'm passing the letter over to the party face.
Okay, and you guys can head on out, leaving Hetamon very busy day, being a magic cell person, and definitely not anything else, and head on over to Vespen Artisans with your letter. I think we'll call it there because we're close to 10:30.
I think we can all agree that people need to stop thinking that other people are in relationships with Evie. I think it's getting too much.
You started the joke. That's all I'm saying.
I have no idea what you're talking about. And
There's-
if anything, I would say half my gameplay at this point is just wildly and baselessly assuming members of the party are in relationships with other members, and apparently 50% of the time it being correct against the odds.
You know, I think we're being a bit too assumptive here, because you don't need to be in a relationship to smush booties.
That's true. That's true.
You know,
It can be a casual shopkeeper fling.
In Aradin died. We can be progressive.
I would argue though that of all of the relationships I've seen thus far, I wouldn't say that Evie and Hetamon were giving casual vibes.
What are you talking about?
If anything, I'd say extremely committed vibes.
We're just friends. I don't know what
It
you're
is-
talking about.
Dude is traumatized and needed a hug.
Yeah.
Dude is grieving and needed a hug.
Yeah,
Nothing-
and I'm just saying that, like, Evie gave a hug in a way one might expect someone's partner to.
You know, they could just be empathetic. Empathy is just, you know, it's
Maybe-
it's not going to be like that. It could just be
Maybe
deep
I have-
empathy.
Maybe I have a good alignment. You don't know me. Hang on, let me just check my alignment. No,
How
I've been
does it
playing
do-
that well.
Hang on, Detect Evil Paladin. Like they've forgotten their sheet of lead.
No,
I
that
have
makes
obviously checked.
that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.
You've checked multiple times, especially when I've given Ash a heads up and go, I want to use that one spell I have. that one which may or may not avoid alignment things.
They can't.
Yeah,
They can't. They can't always have like undetectable alignment up. There has to be a point where it
Right.
stops.
Now you are now of the level where you start to have alignment auras as of
that's
now.
true. That is pretty exciting. I do think that is a cool level to be at, right? Is when you walk into a room and all of the baddies in it go, ah, they're giving off vibes. Like,
It's a good level.
I mean, you wouldn't because you're a wizard, right? Or do wizards give off?
no.
auras of their school?
Everyone
Vibes.
gives off an aura at level 5.
Mm.
Yep.
Um,
I'm
I
giving
do
off
not.
a moderate neutral aura.
I also
I
do
only
not
give off an aura once I am level 9.
I don't give off an aura.
really.
It depends. It depends what I feel like at the time.
Actually, the
I
only
can
aura,
safely
I think
say
the only,
that,
the only aura Asmoth has is magical.
Spooky.
Yeah, like,
Asmoth
I
has
I
a
would say
spooky aura.
I would say for about 12 hours a day, I give off like the aura of like trees, maybe rocks, whatever's lying around, really.
Jesus Christ! Can everybody please just own their alignment like normal people?
Oh, I
You
do.
know what alignment I
I mean,
am.
I would also arguably say that, like, Whis absolutely owns his alignment. It's everything else. I don't think he's hiding being chaotic good anywhere beneath the sheets, right? Like,
Like I don't know. Like there are times where I wonder if you don't necessarily own it, but lease it at reasonable rates.
here we go. So,
He is a shopkeeper.
so a cleric or paladin of an aligned deity has a faint aura at level 1, level 2, strong at level 5 to 10. An aligned creature has no aura, levels 4 or lower, faint 5 to 10, and then grows from there. So, yeah.
it's fine. Nobody is ever going to check auras. It's not like anyone in the party can do that.
It's not like one of the major villains in the game has like ties to like a massive lawful evil church or anything. No.
No.
Nah.
More like Schmorful Schmeevil, am I right? That'll get him. That'll show him.
Yeah.
The Church of Asmodeus. You need to go and get a warrant for that church.
Yeah. That's true.
Triplicate warrant paperwork.
No, I think you just need to ask the right priest who has the paperwork on them, and it's already filled out other than the name.
We have warrants pre-filled.
That feels like a very Asmodeus Inquisition thing.
Turns out the inspiration for the Asmodean lockdown of Kintargo was just New York City in the 1980s.
Oh, that's fun. I just had to check a thing about, because I've got the detect evil thing up, so I've got the table up, and I just saw one of the lines. I'm like, hold on a minute, and then I've just gone to go check something. Oh, that's fun. Oh, I like that. That's cool.
Oh no. Something might be so evil that Blue Blood gets blinded.
And I said, ooh.
That is pretty funny. I mean, I won't find it funny at the time, but like, are you going to get like an ice cream headache from the evil?
Hold on. A cleric who is level 11 or higher has an overwhelming aura.
Yeah, it's
Bah.
being
Oh my.
level 11 in cleric. Like having 6 level spells is turns out a real big deal to the gods. Like,
Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
it.
Like the
Everyone
food.
else. So aligned creatures. So non-4 or lower. We're still recording. We should stop at some point. I'm sorry, I got stuck on this. We're still streaming. So aura 4 or lower, no aura. 5 to 10 faint. Moderate is 11 to 25. Strong is 26 to 50. So any of you guys who isn't a clerical paladin can't have an overwhelming aura.
yeah,
Well,
like it's like the naturally occurring overwhelming auras are like artifacts of said god, or like the second tier of angel or higher, I think.
That's cool. That's cool. Oh yeah, aligned outsiders overwhelming is 11. Okay, we're going to stop this conversation and I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for everyone who's enjoyed this. I hope there's a diversion at the end as I discover more about Pathfinder Crunch.
I found it fun.
Great. I'm glad
Wonder if-
that you did, Rachel. Thank you.
I
Alright.
wonder if I can persuade Sean to rename the videos Slurk Times.
Oh, goddamn slacks. Anyway. Toads with saber teeth. It's unnerving. Anyway, thank you very much for everyone who stuck around. Thank you for dealing with us. We'll see you next month, if not before, and I do believe
You've cut out
Um,
completely, Ashton.
Yeah, you're back.
okay, I believe there's gonna be more Gender Maker in the meantime. Possibly.
Yes, I will make sure to lock that in because
Yes.
it's probably
Alright.
going to be this essay, but I'll double
I
check.
think we just
Alright, you lock that in, we'll lock in House Rebel, and we'll see you all soon.
See you on the flip side.